hope you're having a really decent day, at least. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching tarot over here with me. So we're going to get into the fire sign elements. And if you're not sure about the fire sign elements, these are going to be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Do check your Vedic sidereal, because chances are if you are a fire sign in tropical astrology, actually be a water sign, believe it or not, in Vedic, okay? So if you're fire and tropical, ironically the opposite, you may actually be water. So just check your Vedic as well as your tropical, just to see how things are going, okay? Because you never know what you are. And by all means, check your sun, your moon, and your rising ascendant sign, because you might want to follow the reading from one of those versions, okay? All right, so we're going to start with a general collective for the fire, and I will be getting into each individual sign in my extended version. But let's just first see what's going on with the fire. All right, Spirit, please guide and direct me to the fire sign element. Please let me know what's happening in the fire signs' lives. Show me as a collective the beautiful fire signs. All right, now fire signs are energetic, they're creative. They're usually on stage, or they're at least the center of attention, even if they don't try to be. They're impatient a lot of times. They're direct, absolutely direct. And, you know, a lot of them are extroverted, to be honest. Okay, and if they're not extroverted, again, they're somehow in the limelight, even if they don't intend to be. You know what I mean? They're just out there. Fire signs generally have a beauty about them, a good-looking kind of trait. Fire signs are also very good with children, believe it or not, most of the time. Very good with kids. They're fun to be around. They love competition, fun and games. All right. They're romantic and passionate, and a lot of times they're very good looking. Obviously, it's not going to be everyone that's a fire sign, but a lot of times, okay? They have good looks about them. They're extremely attractive. You know, think about a fire and how it calls here. Think about a fire and how it blazes. Sometimes it's the only light in the room, you know? It's the only one you see in the room. It's like a campfire in the middle of the dark. Fire can be soothing and comforting, especially if you're cold or you're alone in the dark. Fire will just lighten up your light. I can't talk. Lighten up your night and lighten up your life, okay? Fires can be very comforting and soothing. Think about fires on a candle. They have a very nice serenity about them. Fire can be very spiritual, very serene, very calm, and very, you know, just soothing to the soul to be around a fire sign. But also, if a fire sign can get out of control, if they do not maintain balance, a fire can destroy. A fire can destroy a forest, homes, lives. Fires can hurt people. Think about a blazing fire and how it's just, it's too hot to even be next to. You've got to get away and just let the fire be destructive. It's the same with fire sign people. They need to have some kind of balance, because they can either be nice and calming and soothing, or they can be destructive and cruel. Because they do have that temper. And that is just something you guys need to know about fire signs. They do have a temper. They have a tendency. Some people just don't have a temper, believe it or not. You know, a lot of earth signs very rarely have a temper. It's very, 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 very difficult to get them into a rage. But when you get a fire sign and they go into a rage, oh yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. It really doesn't take a whole lot. They can go into a rage for whatever they feel passionate about. So beware, you know, with your fire signs. Unless you're a fire sign watching me, you already know the deal. All right, so let's keep going. Spirit, guide and direct me, please, with the cards. Show me the true elements for Aries, Leo, and Sag. the collective reading. Okay. All right. Bottom of the deck for the fire signs, you guys have the Magician. And this is about a new beginning, fresh new start, having choices, going with it. You're creating something, you're in control. Everyone's watching. You're in the business of creation right now. I don't know what it is you're building, creating, drawing, painting, gathering together, but you're manifesting. You are building something and manifesting and creating, which is just great for your energy. For a lot of you guys, I feel like you're already seeing the fruit of your labor. It's starting to show signs. Things are starting to perk up. As above, so below, as within, so without, is your thoughts become things. Your feelings become things. All right, let's see what's going on with you. Okay. Bottom of the deck here, we have sunglasses. Fire signs are watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting. Maybe they're into some kind of their own perception, but they're focused out. So fire signs, what are you looking at? What are you focused outward with? There's something that, you know, you're shielding yourself from, but at the same time, there's something you're very focused with. So what is this particular situation? Let's just go ahead and start with your little animal oracle. Ooh, you guys got the wolf. Wolf, pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and you help others find their way. There will be challenges for sure, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Ooh. There's like this sexy strength here. Very Leo in my opinion, but it's obviously all the fire sign elements. And I just think this love that endures, like you can hang on to love like no other. One of my favorite things about wolves is they mate for life. They find one mate and that's their person. Well, especially when it's an alpha, you know, the alphas need to be together. The leaders need to be together. So there might be the element of two fire signs together or two fire signs that attract one another right now. And part of your guys' fire sign element signs could be Gemini or Virgo as a part of your other symbolism for the zodiac, you know, in your chart somewhere. But for the fire signs, I definitely feel like endurance in your relationship is what's lasting here. You guys love each other very deeply. I do feel like you guys are forgiving. You're forgiving each other for some problems. You have released your guys' issues. You're ready to start a brand new beginning with this person. I do believe you're inspirational and you're certainly showing other people how to put their head on straight, how to do shit, how to accomplish shit, how to get things done. Your challenges are really difficult though. I feel like that's no small thing. You have some very difficult challenges that you're dealing with, but you're handling it very well. And you keep going. No matter how many challenges come your way, it's one step after the other for you, and you just keep going, and challenges keep getting thrown at you, and you're just like, I'm still here. I'm still fucking here. If you're having problems in, you know, jobs, same thing, you're still fucking here. If you have problems in your relationships, you're just like, look, I'm still hanging in there. I'm still alive. I'm still right here with you. I'm not going anywhere. You know, it's that dedication. So I love that. We definitely have someone very dedicated. Hey, Lefty, good morning, my dear. All right, let's go ahead and see what else is going on with the fires. Wow, so I can't let go. Grasping. You might actually be having a hard time letting go of someone. You know, that could actually be a lot of this because you have released your past. and start a new journey, which is kind of like instructions. And then you have, I can't let go. I'm grasping. The next card here is, I finally see. You're looking at your shadow work. You finally see what's going on in your shadows. You understand what your issues have been. You finally see the light. Sometimes it's kind of hard to forgive yourself. I feel like you've forgiven others for their wrongdoings, for their difficulties, but you have a hard time forgiving yourself. So you're just especially hard on yourself. Let's keep going. Hey, Jack, how's it going, love? We have engagement ring, an engagement, a partnership, a commitment is around you here. There's some kind of an eternity, a completion of something, full circle, and a union. So you are in a partnership for sure. There's commitment amidst this reading. The next card over here is, I like you. Someone likes you. There's a romance that is starting to blossom. It's blooming. It's spring. The flower has not fully bloomed, but it is beginning. I'm having fun and I'm flirting and I'm certainly interested into this person, you know? So you've got kind of a crush on someone. Maybe a little more than a crush, but you're definitely interested in starting something up with somebody new. The next one is, I'm making healthy choices, Steph. I'm making good choices in love and in life. I'm doing some self-love, self-care, and I'm working on being a happier person. That's really important, and a lot of people don't take that message seriously. I see people blowing money on out to eat or like gifts for other people or, you know, just who knows, just stuff, you know. And very rarely do I see them like, you know, buying themselves a soothing cup of tea or flowers to plant in a garden because it brings your soul joy and peace and grounding. And you need that to be stable. Or very rarely do I see people, you know, soak in the bath every day or as much as they can to have that alone time, that soul time, you know. So healthy choices are important, but believe me, it's a choice because a lot of people, honestly, and if you're doing it, great, because a lot of people just don't. They really just don't. They feel like their priorities are everybody else. And what's unfortunate is they try to tell everyone, hey, look at me, look at my priorities. You know, kids are first, work is first, home is first, responsibilities are first, goals are first, work is first. I think I already said that. You know, it's like all those are priorities. Priorities, priorities, priorities. Get your priorities straight. And meanwhile, they're damaging the relationships. People can walk around in a perfect house with a perfect job, with perfect nails and perfect hair and a perfect face, perfect closet, organized like the American Psycho by color coordination. You know, not saying that if you guys have that, you're the American Psycho. I'm just thinking of the movie with Christian Bale, or I think that's who it was. But you know what I mean? Your life could be perfect, but your relationships are not. And you know what's sad? It's like when you have a bad relationship, sometimes the people that you're in a relationship with, they don't tell you. They just don't tell you, hey, you know what? I'm fake. I really don't like being in a relationship with you. You're difficult to be around. You're difficult to have a good time with. You know, they won't tell you that you're nitpicky, criticizing, you're judgmental, you're always over talking everybody else, you're constantly interrupting. But at the same time, as you're doing all these bad things, you're accusing other people of doing exactly what you're doing. That's called mirroring. Sometimes you project what you're seeing in yourself on other people. And you may get upset because they're tardy, or they're interruptive, or they're bossy, or they're criticizing, or they're this and that, when really you're the one. You are the one with those issues. But sometimes it doesn't reflect to the world. Sometimes it's the shadow work. Sometimes it's the issues you have in yourself. Now, how can you tell the difference, Steph? How can you tell if that's really my shadow, or it's actually the people I'm dealing with? I'm dealing with a narcissist, or I'm dealing with a very difficult person. Take a look at your relationships. Are they all wounded, or is just one of them? Now, don't get me wrong. Every relationship has problems. You're going to have problems with your kids. You're going to have problems with your parents. You're going to have problems with your lovers. You're going to have problems with your coworkers. Everyone fights. Everyone gets irritated. Everyone has feelings. It's very difficult to get everyone in a room and expect perfection in all parties. That's just impossible. It's an impossible expectation. I'm not talking about normal, uncomfortable bouts with people. I'm talking about long-standing, like decades of problems, 10 years, 20 years, even 5 years, just decades of problems. Those are the telltale signs that it's not other people, it's you. If everywhere you go for your life, you've got problems with everyone around you, not just one person, maybe not just a couple people, but every single relationship that you've come into contact with, there's a good sign that you need to go and do some shadow work. And I'm not trying to beat up on anyone here. Please don't take it as this is a, I'm going to beat you up session. This is not what it's going to be. I'm just focusing on this shadow work card and how it says you finally need to see. And it says release your past, which is an instruction. But then we have I can't let go. I'm hanging on to some shit. And Spirit's like, release your ideals and opinions and thoughts about what you think, because you're not always right. That's the shadow work. And it's so hard for people to accept that, wow, I'm really not right all the time. Now, if you're abused by someone who tells you you're always wrong, by all means, please don't take what I'm saying as another bash at you. You'll know if you're in an abusive relationship and this is all you hear. But for some people watching me, you don't hear things like this. Some people are fake. I've known a lot of people that walk on eggshells, tiptoe around, keep their mouth shut, agree to be agreeable. They just tolerate abuse because that's their husband or wife, or that's their father, or that's their mother. They tolerate the abuse just to have a relationship with someone because they feel that that's important. That's the mother of their kids. That's the father of their kids. That's their own mother, their own father, and they want that connection. They want that. So I see people hurting themselves, a lack of healthy choice. And that's just really what's kind of coming up to the forefront here. How much do you value yourself in relationships? It's healthy to not always be first, but it's unhealthy to always be last. You should not always take the fall, the punch, the hit, the verbal abuse, the guilt, the responsibility. You should not always carry those loads. That's not a healthy partnership. And this is wolf, and it says pathfinder. So the wolf is your spirit animal right now, saying, I need you to find your own individual path. I need you to find your way. So it looks like you're dealing with something that is in the shadows that not everybody sees. For some of you, it's about yourself. Now, what about the other people that are watching me that says, Stephanie, I actually see with focus that it's not me, that it's actually somebody I'm in a commitment with, engagement ring. I see that it's somebody I'm with. I'm either married to them, or I'm working with them, or I'm committed to them in some eternal, very long way. I'm in a partnership, or I'm in some kind of a marriage or union, okay? And I see that they're toxic for me, but I can't let go of them. I'm committed. So for a lot of you fire signs, there's that. And that's difficult. It's kind of a trauma bond at times. It could be a trauma bond. But I think, yeah, we're gonna keep going in this reading. Let's pull another card. The first tarot card is we're out of the how do you say, we're out of the woods. The Wheel of Fortune is things are turning around. Things are changing for the better. This is a positive, upbeat card. The Wheel of Fortune is extremely fortuitous. It's luck. It does have fortune, but it's not always about just good blessings, even though this does represent a Jupiterian trait. Fortune is also fate, destiny, the spinning of the clock. What time is it? Things are changing. We're moving into a new space. So for a lot of you guys, you might be moving into a new home, a new space. You might be changing jobs and careers. That clock is turning and shifting. You know, it's constantly turning. But now is a moment where things must grow and change and evolve. This is evolution. And this card talks about the seasons. Everything has a time and a reason and a season. Sometimes people are in your life forever, sometimes just for a season. But it does represent, summer. Well, this is, let me see, spring, summer, winter, and fall. So it does represent those. So it has those beautiful 4 elements, but what is it for you that's changing and shifting? For most of you guys, I feel it's you. You're the one. It's an inner thing that is shifting and changing. But for a lot of people, it's physical. It's literally out there for the world to see. There are things in your life that is changing beyond measure. It's very, very, very noticeable. The next card here is the 5 of Pentacles. This is the dark night of your soul. This is challenging. These are the challenges. And 5 is challenge. But it's a challenge to change. This is a very difficult shift for you. A lot of you guys, this is financially stressful. You might be going through a blessing, but at the same time, what feels like a curse because it's extremely financially strapping. But you're not alone. You have a partner, guys. You have someone that's walking this journey with you. That could be your child. It could be your grandma. It could be your grandpa. It could be your mother. It could be your father. Could be your best friend. It could be your husband or your wife. But you're not alone. I'm suffering with you. Find some comfort in that. You know, someone's walking either off the job with you, or there's people that are suffering just like you that you're close to. Once you can get past this challenge, know that security and stability and balance comes next. Because after this card is the 6 of Pentacles, and that's good karma. What goes around comes around. And whatever you've been suffering with, whoever's been torturing you, or whatever hardship you've had, believe me, it always comes back to someone else. It does reach them. It's the nature, it's the cycle of things. And that is the Wheel of Fortune. What goes up must come down. What goes in must come out. You know, what begins must end. That's just the normal cycle. So get through this difficult period with grace. And know that, you know, that Adele song, Go Easy on Me? That's your song right now. That's your jam, fire signs. Okay, you listen to Adele, Go Easy on Me, because that's what you need. You're really going through it. Sometimes the dark night of the soul is the shadow work that you're going through physically, and you're just seeing there's some issues about you that need addressing, and that's really hard to see. Guys, there's even things about me that is really hard to see, and it takes a huge, major step back just to look at it and go, maybe. You know, for me, it's like, and I'm a fire sign rising ascendant, so believe me, I know how you feel. But it's like taking that step back and going, wow, you know, there is some issues with me. It's hard to admit. It's very, maybe it's not hard for a lot of you guys to admit, but I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, it is hard for me to admit certain faults within myself. Loving too hard, being being more of a giver and irresponsible with things. It's just very difficult. It's reprogramming, and it is changing a paradigm, and it doesn't feel normal, and it doesn't feel safe. It actually feels evil, or it feels wrong, or it feels, and the first thing you tell yourself is, my intuition says this is wrong because it doesn't feel right. It's not always your intuition giving you red flags and sending off the alarms that something's wrong. Sometimes it's stepping out of your box, out of your comfort zone, and that's all about release. And Ketu right now is talking about release. Rahu's in Aries. Ketu's in Libra, trying to balance out everything. And Ketu's like, look, my main job right now is to lose some shit that's dragging you down and to give you some shit that's going to help you. But we need to toss some of this shit out. We can't keep it all. So you guys might be really feeling uncomfortable losing some, you know, parts of yourself at this transition of a time. You guys may also be decluttering and losing things that once meant a lot to you. Maybe it's old memorabilia in your home that is just cluttered and tucked away somewhere. You never see it, you never use it. It's just taking up space, and it's creating blockages in your life. And Ketu's like, let's get rid of that. And you're just like, I don't think I'm ready for that. Whew. A lot of emotions here. Making healthy choices is hard, mostly. And if you're a fire sign and you're watching me, just know that making big changes and healthy choices is the hardest thing on the menu for you right now in the month of May. Hard choices. And it does involve other people. Okay? Let's get the next card here. Whew. Queen of Cups. So at least the highlight of this difficult period is love. You're like, ah, yes, Stephanie, bring me some love, because the rest of this reading is too difficult to hear. Bring me the love. Where is the love? You know, here's my take. I think Aries people are going through big shifts right now. Aries people are changing, and it's very difficult for them to change, but they need to remember who's got their back and who loves them, okay? That's an Aries message, a little bonus for you there. For Leo people, you are struggling very much so financially at this time. There's going to be some stress on the finances, but it's going to be all right. You need to remember that this too shall pass, and you need to count your blessings. All right. And, you know, that's a little bonus for you. Sagittarius people, you guys are so warm and so comforting and so loving. And you're such the mother. You're such the father. You're such the caregiver. You need to learn to let people walk on their own. Not that you can't lend them a helping hand, but part of love is being independent, letting someone be independent. Part of love is letting people grow. If you were raising a flower and every time it sprouted up another inch and you chopped it off because you didn't want it to grow another inch, it would never become what it needs to be. That is the most difficult thing as a parent, is letting your children experience difficult things. And so that's going to be really hard. It's like, I don't want you to see that, to feel that, to know that, to hear that, to have that. But, you know, if I don't, you're never going to be who you need to be. It's heartbreaking. And that's the struggle. The struggle is real. And if it's not about children, which for a lot of you fire signs, I do think it's children, but it's brothers and sisters. It's best friends. It's parents. It's coworkers. It's all kinds of things. And it's just like, you know, for Sagittarius though, stop being the shield so much. And also stop shielding away your feelings because you're trying to hide them. I'm tough, I'm strong, I'm big, I can handle this, I'm a rock. You know, almost like in Encanto, that older sister that was like a rock. She was strong and she carried a lot of bullshit for people. And her real feelings were, sometimes I feel like I'm gonna break. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm just gonna snap. It's too much. It's okay to be emotional, but for Sagittarius, it's like, it's not all right for you to admit that because you think that's your job. So anyways, that's a bonus message for Sag. But in a nutshell for the fire signs, it's kind of a little bit of all these fire elements. And you're really just going through it. These are challenging times for the fire signs. Big, humongous changes are coming in, and it's taking a lot more out of you than you thought you could handle. And that's what's really happening. Big changes are great karmically. It clears the air, it purifies the water, it just does shit that's what needs to be done. It's a clearing. But I talked about a fire blazing out of control and it destroys everything. Now that's not really what's happening because you don't have a Tower card. So not everything is getting destroyed. But you do have the Wheel of Fortune, and yes, it does talk about massive shift. So it may, in a sense, feel that way for you, and you're highly emotional at this time. Don't beat yourself up. It's normal to feel that way. But the universe and spiritual world is always in this state of up and down and flow, right? It's like a consistent movement. But you know, this card represents the wheel of life. It even has the word tarot in it. It has the word rota in it. Rota, rotation, wheel, you know. And it has Yadhe Vadhe, which is God, I think in Hebrew. And it's got all these symbolisms. You know, it's got Aquarius, it's got Leo, it's got Taurus, and it's full of strength. It's the power of the universe. The phoenix is even up there, the phoenix, which is about death and rebirth. So it's about those life cycles. It's a symbol of fate. And it represents a clock, to be honest, a clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock. And again, I have to say, this too shall pass. You know, that sign of Scorpio in this card is the phoenix. And it does represent Scorpio. You might be dealing with an Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Leo, or Taurus. But just know the change that you're going through burns. It burns inside of you. I almost feel like you feel burned. You got hurt in this change. But there's something beautiful about you that's about to be born. And it needed to be born this way. Interesting. Okay, so the next card is Five of Swords, the challenge. Notice that for you fire signs, you've gotten the 5-5. Challenge and change, Hierophant vibes, responsibility, commitment. You must endure this. Even if you feel abandoned, because this is kind of an abandonment feeling. And even if you feel betrayed, we have abandonment and betrayal here. It's going to be all right. You feel abandoned, you feel betrayed, and you may be angry even a little bit at someone, but understand this is your time. This was seen in your birth chart. It's probably right there, some transit you're going through. This was foreseen by the fates. This is not some shocking, unforeseen, oh my God, this just happened out of nowhere. What unfortunate luck. No. This has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with divine timing. This was supposed to happen at this time, at this juncture, in this moment, in this relationship, at your age, at this season. This was supposed to happen. It was written in the stars. The moment you were born, this moment was already predestined. It was going to happen. And all Spirit's asking is, can you embrace that? Can you embrace this? Are you strong? Find your path, make healthy choices. Remember, perseverance, my dear fires, is your personal power. Perseverance. And basically, you've got this in the bag. All right. So there's a lot of verbal arguments, confrontations that you're going through right now. It's a really difficult time for you. You're just like, Steph, this sucks. This is really freaking hard, Steph. You have no idea the battles I'm going through right now, the major battles in my life. I'm having arguments with people. I'm getting into fights here. I'm butting heads, like people that I thought I could depend on, lean on, trust, count on. They're not there, Steph. They're not fucking there. And Spirit's like, I know, they're not there for a reason. Remember, they're only there for a season. Oh. You're learning the people that you depended on before, you can't depend on now. Because the person you have to depend on right now is you. It's you. You're the one. And you feel very alone. And that's the lone wolf. That's the point. You're learning to depend on you. It's a blessing, but it feels like a curse, doesn't it? All right. Let's get a message here about your transformation, my Phoenix. Man, I love my coffee. You guys don't even know I've recommended it before, which is banana nut bread coffee, but damn. Whoa, you guys need to try that banana nut bread coffee. I got it at Tuesday Morning if anybody has one nearby. They have those Keurig cups, and it's really good. Just want to say. Spirit, please guide and direct me with these transformation oracles. I really would like to get into exactly what they need to know as fire signs for the transformative period they're in. Bottom of the deck is simplicity, and it's the number 6. Simplify your life, my fire signs. Simplify your life. It's time to declutter. Look, she's unpacking her bags. She's not carrying the baggage anymore, because the only way to heaven, the only way to ascending, the only way to freedom, the only way to enlightenment is unloading the baggage. All right? So look at that picture and really take it in like a deep breath. Just imagine how good it would feel to let something go. I don't need that anymore. Let it go. I don't need it. I don't need it anymore. That's good. A lot of you guys are going to be going through your closet, like getting rid of old clothes. You know what's really unique and special and not everyone agrees, but I think fire signs would agree about clothing, is you have different types of your personality attached to your clothing style. You might have an outfit that really represented who you were 10 years ago, and it was the best moment of your fucking life. And you just, it doesn't fit you anymore, and it's really not in style anymore, but it represents you at a certain place. It's like a photo. Now, by all means, if it's that old famous leather jacket from the 80s or whatever, keep it, because that's a cool memorabilia kind of reminder about who you once were, and it's kind of fun to look back at it. Have a piece of clothing like that, maybe even 3. But if you have excess, where you have an entire section of your closet dedicated to the 80s or the 90s or the 60s or whatever, you know, if you have an entire section dedicated, it might feel better for you just to let it go and redo your closet. Now, what I have in my vision is an old-fashioned closet, kind of a walk-in. It's got one long pole in front of someone with a lot of clothing, and it's got a long pole on the right and a long pole on the left, or even just a short pole, but just poles. There's no place down there for racks or cubbies for shoes. There's no place above for other items like hats or purses or, you know, scarves or whatever the heck, you know. It's just an old-fashioned closet. That's what's in my vision. And Spirit's like, gut it out. Gut it. Redo this closet. That's what I'm hearing. Take down those silver poles. Take them down. Get those clothes out. Put them all on the bed. Get clothes out that you never wear. Keep a couple for memory, but just get rid of things you're not wearing. Box them up. Get rid of them. Donate them. Give them to a good cause. See the good karma that will come back. And build a new closet. Maybe this is just a metaphor that Spirit's showing me. Maybe it's not literally a closet for you guys, but take it as a metaphor at the very least, please. Spirit is showing me a custom closet. New flooring, new paint on the walls, a light fixture in the closet, and something pretty, something nice, good looking, light in that closet. Showcase items, cubbies, shelves, nicer hanging racks, like just organization and going from floor to ceiling. Because even though it seems like that's a great venture for someone, it's really not that hard, but it creates a feeling every single day when you get ready that you're important, that you're successful, that you're worthy, that you're talented, that you deserve nice things, that you're proud of your life. No one really thinks, oh, that's what the closet represents. But that's what the closet represents. How do you treat yourself? What do you put on your body? What do you clothe yourself with? Do you clothe yourself with old, wrinkled, dirty clothes? Because that's going to set off a vibration. Do you clothe yourself with old items because you can't forget the past and you don't know who you are today? Do you clothe yourself with really nice things that are superficial value and you don't really value yourself, you only value your things? Is another question. Some people have to put on their clothes, right? And that's their value. They're like, well, I have a nice watch, rings, I have nice jeans, I have a nice shirt, my hair's done, my makeup's done, there, now I have value. Wrong. Some people put on old, moth-eaten clothes and say, okay, well, I'm worth nothing. Wrong. It's about a feeling and a vibration. So I don't care what spectrum you're on, whether you're high and mighty with your perfection closet, or you have none or trashed, period, or you're in the middle and it's just average. None of those little systematic, levels really matter. It's about how someone feels. And I just feel like simplicity is the message. And it's not about much. It's not about little. It's not about average. It's about simplifying your life, finding joy in the things you wear, feeling good about yourself. That's what it's about. And for some, it's literally a closet that needs cleaning out. For others, it's metaphorical. You have an emotional closet that needs to get cleaned out. You have memories, you have issues, you have stuff going on the inside, that's shadow work. Your metaphorical closet needs to get cleaned out, revamped, reorganized, restructured. So take it literal, take it metaphorical, however you take it, just take it. And know that that's the restructuring that's happening in this change for the fire signs. It doesn't always feel great because this is difficult, but it's needed. And you are going to have peace with the Queen of Cups. You are going to have love and warmth and good things. All right, so let's see your transformation. Are you ready? Drum roll. Fire signs. Temptation. Woo, you little fires. Okay, putting fires in people's hearts. I'll tell you what, don't be a victim to your temptation. If you get tempted to fight, don't fall prey to that. If you get tempted to be into some intimate situation that is not serving of yourself as a healthy choice, watch it. Don't fall victim to your temptations. And mostly this is about falling into temptation about old habits. You guys heard the saying, old habits die hard. You bet your ass they do. In fact, old habits don't die hard. They die kicking and screaming, okay? Scratching walls, all right? Old habits suck, and they're so hard to die. So hard. So this is going to be a difficult challenge. You guys are getting rid of the old, starting the new. Oh, and it's never been worse. All right. All right, let's go ahead and read your transformation, my friends. Investigate before risking your money or your heart. Step right up. The element is air, the number is 4, the phase is the beginning. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Optimism mixed with daydreams leads to magical thinking. And promises of a rose-colored world are real. We yearn for happier times, more love, greater comfort, extra prosperity. No wonder we fall prey to temptation. Everywhere there's advertisements, and they promise us instant weight loss, maybe the secret of youth, or the perfect match. We hope to win the lottery, be rescued by the knight in shining armor, or land our dream job, only to get deceived. Desperation and impatience can only hijack you into false beliefs and compulsive choices. This temptation card for the fire signs Aries, Leo, and Sag is a warning to slow down before you commit, to take care of yourself before answering yes. We scrutinize new acquaintances and involvements prior to signing. Poke around, do more research, let some time pass before I take off. Jekyll and Hyde types soon betray themselves. Scammers and cheats expose their greed to those who resist. Open the drawers and look under the rug. Ask lots of hard questions, or take a trial run before getting into bed. It's a tempting situation to rush into romance or quick riches, because when we slow down, we find that things may not be what they seem. An enchantress beckons us into a rosy pink world. Her smile is bewitching. We can't wait to enter. There's rides and amusements, float on cotton candy clouds, and if only we could take a break from the daily drudge, or go back to being carefree like a kid again. But if we enter her illusion, we soon find ourselves abandoned, broke, and scammed out of our own self-esteem. This air card reveals through a veil of an illusionary world, even though it seems real enough, a carnival floats on cotton candy clouds, tempting us to lose ourselves in pleasures, fun, and excitement. This temptation is the difference between acting and reacting. A limited time offer tempts us to react fast, but reaction is a reflex, not a conscious choice. Pressure hurries us to grab the treasure before it's gone. By taking time to check in with your deeper feelings, the experience of friends, or by calling on our spirit guides, we avoid deception and waste. We forfeit a quick prize, but win the lasting glory of intact self-respect. All right, so that's the transformation, guys. I think you're learning to question stuff more. You've been through it. You're wise. You're wise to the scams. You're wise to people's tricks. You're not going to be a victim anymore. You're not going to be a joke. You're not going to be taken advantage of. I think you've gone through hellfire, and you're ready to make your own decisions. You don't need to be pushed or pressured by some partner or some other person. You're learning that not everybody's on your side. Sometimes people that say they're on your side were lying to you and deceiving you the entire time. Be cautious of fake people. Trust your inner instincts. And understand that whatever situation is newly beginning for you, even though it hurts, it is for your greatest good. What does Spirit wants you to focus on as a fire element? Fire. Fire element, please. Okay. Bottom of the deck is a fire element. You may be dealing with guilt. You need to release any beliefs that no longer assist you in your soul's growth. Guilt doesn't help. You guys may feel really bad about a situation that went down. You may take guilt that's not even yours to take. But you may be dealing with guilt. And it's good for a little while because it helps you, get clear and make amends, and it helps you deal with things. So guilt is good, but it's not good to hang on to. You can't hang on to guilt for long periods of time. You can't hang on to guilt for 5 years. You can't hang on to guilt forever. You know what I mean? There's a time to feel it, and then there's a time to heal it. It's time to move on. What does Jesus want to say to you? Aww. Forgive and you shall be forgiven. Luke 6:37. Forgive others and you shall be forgiven. That's Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the prostitute archetype. And she had a very bad life. She was judged by a lot of people. She was labeled. And the one person that took off the label and said, I love you for you, and you can be anyone you want to be today or tomorrow. She felt forgiven, and she didn't have to be that person anymore. If she didn't want to be that person, she didn't have to be. And she wasn't remembered and seen as that person by Jesus. He didn't look at her and think, prostitute. He looked at her and thought, Mary. Okay? A person with feelings. A loving person, a giving person, a kind person. That's who he focused on, and that's who he saw. It's important not to look at people with a label. And the biggest message is I hope you forgive them so you can be forgiven and you won't have a label stuck on your head either. Bottom of the deck is give and it shall be given unto you. Another Luke. We may be dealing with somebody with the name Luke. I don't know, but Luke is twice now. But give and it shall be given unto you. Luke 6:3-8. Wow. So get this. This is Luke 6:3-7. And this is Luke 6:3-8. All right. The next card that comes out is Self-Esteem. This is a treasure. Don't let people destroy it. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Got a lot going on over here. All right, self-esteem. It is easy to perceive others as being better than you. This is a trap of the ego. There is no one greater or lesser than you. There are only those who have learned how to reveal their gifts to a greater or lesser degree. Everyone is born with unique abilities of the soul. And just like snowflakes, no two are ever alike. You have a unique perspective to share with the world and have come back to this time to put your stamp on it. Perhaps you may not be aware or even in tune with your incredible and gifted self. Why not try to make a list of 10 aspects of yourself or abilities you possess that you love or are holding in high regard? It is not always easy to write about yourself, but sometimes you need to be reminded just how special you are. And remember that you did not come down to this earth by accident. You have a meaning, you have a reason, you have a purpose for being. You are a treasure chest of incredible gifts and insights to someone or many. But now is the time to celebrate you. Sumo, settle. All right, so you have a purpose and a reason, my dear friends. I want you to remember that, and don't beat yourself up like you're nobody. You are someone very special. And just as Mary Magdalene thought she was nobody, Jesus thought she was very special and gave her great purpose. This is to remember who you are, do the shadow work, deal with some inner issues, and know that you've got some things to heal. And also do shadow work and see that if you've been tolerating abuse, disrespect, unfair treatment, betrayal, or even abandonment, that you don't deserve that. Don't beat yourself up and feel like you have to be guilty for something. Everything happens. It's all divine timing. It's already written in the stars. It was destiny. So there's no use in beating yourself up. You're part of a big plan here. So just remember that. Let's get a little prayer card here for you. Fire signs, what do you need to remember? What do you need to remember? All right. Bottom of the deck, remember your affirmations. Fire signs, be aware of your language and your thoughts. The most powerful statement you can ever make, think, or feel is thank you. Be grateful for all the blessings in your life. And as you acknowledge the divine order, the universe responds with even better blessings. You are a powerful creator. All you say and think resonates through the heart of creation, and creation responds accordingly. Down here it says, have courage. Dare to be different. Dare to make mistakes. To create, for it is in creation that you exist. In this world of dreams that stem from the eternal heart, you are one with all creation, and all is possible. So go forth and be true to yourself, for it is only through being true that you can be true to others. And I feel like pink rose quartz would be really strong for you right now, for self-love and self-worth and love of others. Okay, I think that's going to be really important. I'm going to go ahead and end this reading with what you need to focus on right now, and then I'm going to continue in an extended version for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius independently. I'm going to do a Celtic cross for each of you, just so you can see your own personal situation and what's going to be happening in the near future, what a challenge may be for you, and the truth of your situation, some things that maybe you don't see. So if you guys want to see the extendeds, I do have them listed on my website, www.jks1111.com. It's only $33 a month. It's due on the 3rd, and it's a monthly gift to this channel, to me, to you, to support. And you get to see all the extendeds I've ever done. It's a vault of readings. But I am also offering a new membership for my elite members. It is the ultimate membership, and it is a great gift to yourself and to me and to this channel and to people in this world that are here to hear these messages, to help them. If you want to go ahead and donate that, it is $122 a month, and what it gives you is way more worth what that price is. And it is a full membership to the 100 Club. It is a full membership to the extendeds, all my extendeds, and it's 50% off one emergency reading a month. It is also one 5-minute free email reading delivered to you every month. It is also random questions in my lives. So you're kind of elite and you just get to ask questions whenever I'm live and I see your question. I'll just answer it. I'll pull a card for you. So this is an elite membership. There's many more goodies involved in that. 50% off any classes that I offer, which I am going to be offering more here soon. You can get 50% off a tarot class, 50% off astrology class. There's a lot of gifts for that membership. You also get 25% off all my cards. So if you're interested in being an elite member, please go to www.jks1111.com and splurge on yourself a little bit and help me out, because I could really use the support from my YouTubers right now to keep going with this channel and to just keep getting you guys these messages. So if you guys want to go there, you can. If not, all of those things are sold separately. You can definitely just be a 100 Club member. You can definitely just be an extended subscriber member. You can just donate also just to send love. You don't have to do anything like that. You can order cards separately. You can order readings separately. All of those things are also available on my website. That's just a new membership I just brought out. So if you guys want to be a part of that, go ahead and visit my site. All right, so what should we focus on right now? What does Spirit wants you to focus on? Ooh, he wants you to focus on mending. So healing, mending a bond, mending relationships, mending, putting your life back together. For a lot of you guys, your life's falling apart. It's about putting it back together. It's about recovery. Now's a time for fixing old problems, mending old wounds, healing old relationships, just mending things, fixing things, caring for things that need to be tended to. And Spirit wants you to focus on that. Spirit also wants you to know that any troublesome situation, difficult relationship, any dark night of the soul that you're dealing with, it's being healed. It's being mended. All right? So those are being tended to. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the other side in the extendeds. All right, guys. Lots of love. Bye, markers. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. I love you guys so much. I'll see you later. Bye. Remember, like I always say, life is a journey, not a destination. It's a big ocean of what the fuck. Just keep swimming. Bye, guys.